Hello, Internet, and welcome to the new and improved Engadget Podcast. I am your host, Terrence O'Brien. Joining me this week, over on the far left, Nathan Ingraham, Senior Editor.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening.
Whenever you happen to be listening to this.
Yeah.
Next to him, Sherlyn Lowe, Reviews Editor.
Good day.
Oh.
And to my right, Devindra Hardawar, Senior Editor.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So this is a relatively early morning for us. We had a little bit of a fire drill first thing this morning.
It was great.
Which was
Just
a lot of
when I
fun.
started today.
But we are now here in the studio, and it is time to get right to the fun. We are starting off with Flame Wars. For those who don't know how this works, Nathan, Devindra, you guys are going to debate 4 of the biggest stories from the week. You will have exactly 20 seconds to make your opening statements. I'll allow you a brief rebuttal. After that, Sherlyn will declare a winner, and we will move on. If you go over your allotted time, this 20 seconds is a hard cap. I will greet you with one of these.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Save yourself the embarrassment.
Be economical with your words is what I would say. So let's start off with everybody's favorite topic, iPhone rumors, because that's a thing that literally never ends.
We are Engadget.
Yeah, well, I mean, from the moment an iPhone is announced, the next one is already getting rumored.
They're usually talking about the next one even before that.
Yes.
Yes.
Like right now, there are rumors for next year as well. So,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Great. This is... Why did we choose this industry again?
It's great.
We love the rumor mill.
always,
Yeah.
always changing.
Yeah.
So the rumors are that the iPhone 7 will have no headphone jack, like the
Moto Z.
Moto Z.
Yeah.
God,
There's too
whatever.
many.
Yeah, there's too many phones, and they're going to redesign the home button. So, Nate, I want you to tell me why this is a good thing.
All right. Are we starting?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, I don't think taking away the headphone jack is a good idea. I can't defend that. But a haptic home button, I think that's one less moving part to break.
That's
it?
That's it.
Oh,
Wow.
Boom.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ride out the 20 seconds now and stare at you awkwardly.
I think I made my point.
I'm just going to stare at Nate and like build up my rage. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna do.
I'll skip the buzzer and we can
Okay.
go right to you, Devindra.
Well, yeah, so I'm glad you agree. Losing the headphone jack doesn't save us anything, really. That's a really dumb decision. But the home button, yeah, it's another button to break. I don't like the way the haptic feedback buttons feel on the new MacBook. So I kind of prefer the feel of a real button.
You guys are both coming in way.
you guys are so boring.
No.
You're boring.
Your
Yeah.
face is boring.
Fine.
It's too early in the morning.
Put a
for
Snapchat filter on it.
We have.
Oh.
We'll get to that later. Nate, do you have any rebuttals here?
I mean, have you used a MacBook with the haptic trackpad? I get used to it in like a day. It's not a big deal. And I feel like every year I read about how, oh, my friggin' home button's breaking. Like it's the thing that I think breaks the most. So if they can avoid that, like a lot less repairs on Apple's end. Seems like a smart business decision.
I want to hear both your, well, especially yours, Nate's, on the headphone thing, because you never really talked about it.
All right. I think it's an incredibly dumb idea. I can't defend it. There's just no reason to take it away.
Yeah. It is the single most supported port for also the longest amount of time.
Statistic.
For decades. I mean, I don't even think of statistics. I'm just thinking of like reality, right? It's supported across so many devices, so many things. The fact that we were losing that for no real reason is
Right.
really
If there was a good,
Yeah.
if they could give us, articulate a reason to get rid of it besides making it thinner, like,
And maybe Apple will. We'll see. But right now it sounds like it may make room for a second speaker on the iPhone, which could be cool. I don't know.
So the disagreement between you two is not over the headphone jack. It's
No.
About the
just
button.
about the home button.
yep.
I'm sure there'll be more once we hear about this
Yeah.
thing. Because they did announce, well, they didn't announce, but there's a rumor for the announcement date of September 7th. So
We'll all know much more very soon.
All right, Sherlyn.
In the meantime,
Winner.
Nate's the winner.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Devindra, try other phones with the capacitive home button sometime. It's really
I have.
It's a good thing.
It's nice. Try double clicking, triple clicking on something like
still
that.
works.
Oh,
You shouldn't
not
have to
great.
triple click.
Also, that's
a
bad
horrible
UI.
UI.
Yep. Yeah, give me. Woo.
iPhone has that. It's there for
Steve
certain
Jobs would
things.
never have let that happen.
By the way, we are keeping score, and
Okay.
whoever has the most wins at the end of this will get something.
Okay.
Bragging rights for.
I did not hear about this.
Yeah, well, you'll get a pat on the back from me, and maybe the commenters will say something nice about you.
Unlikely.
No,
Unlikely.
that's never going to happen.
Now
All right,
Devindra's
next.
gonna make an effort. Okay.
All right. So next up, the Chromebook 13 from HP. This is sort of a premium Chromebook device. I guess a competitor to the Pixel in a certain way.
That's a fair assessment.
So Nate, is this actually a worthwhile device? Should people go out and buy it?
At $819, which is the price I reviewed it at, no. But they also have one that starts at $500. I haven't tested it yet, but everything I can tell is that it'll still be a really capable machine. Great keyboard, great screen, not so great battery life. But if you're into Chromebooks and want one that doesn't suck, it's worth checking out.
I'm doing it anyway.
Do it. How many seconds? was
Terrence
that?
just really likes to do that.
I really just like.
You had
having to
about
pause
3
there.
seconds left.
I know.
All right.
I was- See, you guys were worried about this 20-second time limit.
Yeah.
You're coming in under it. It doesn't take that long to make.
I like
your-
30 seconds.
Well, you get a little bit of time afterwards.
I would ramble too much in 30 seconds.
All right, Devindra, why is this a device that nobody should purchase?
I don't hate Chromebooks. I like the lower end ones, but more expensive Chromebooks, I don't get it. Like even at $500, you can get a tablet and a good keyboard and have access to a whole bunch of apps and a more functional machine. There are plenty of Windows computers around $500. Run Chrome and real apps. You know, it's a better deal.
I'm not passing up an opportunity to use it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, do you have any rebuttal there, Nate?
My rebuttal is that most $500 Windows laptops are hot garbage.
That's not true.
What can you say that's not hot garbage?
Even the Surface 3, which is like not the Surface Pro, that one starts at $499.
Runs
have to
full
add
Windows
little-
10?
It runs full Windows 10. You do have to add a little more for the keyboard, but
yeah.
that's the thing.
Right.
But there are other like cheaper, lower end laptops. Windows 10 works really well on low end hardware.
right.
So
But you also said that there's no real apps on Chromebook, but there are because they're going to support Android
Android.
apps soon.
yeah, soon. When? We've been hearing
fall.
that for years.
No, we
sure.
haven't. It's
come
actually
out.
legit
It's come
happening.
out. Someone
I've
on
tried
our
it.
team
I've
has
used
tested it. See?
It's cool, but even then, like an Android app on a desktop, I've used that before on Windows too with BlueStacks. It's a cool thing. You can't. It's not as useful as like having something actually integrated into the OS.
I'll just say that you should give it a shot because it really did make me change my opinion of Chromebooks.
Okay.
They're gonna be a lot more useful once that rolls out.
All right, Sherlyn, who's the winner?
I like Chromebooks. That's the thing. But I don't think I want to spend $500 on one. So Devindra,
All right.
you got it.
Tied up.
Man. All right, so it's 1-1. This
I'm very fair, you guys.
yeah.
Very fair.
Impartial. That's your job here. All right, so let's move on to probably the biggest story of the week, at least in general, not just in the world of tech, but the Olympics.
Oh yes.
So this year, the Olympics kind of went all in on the digital thing. There's all sorts of ways to watch it, weird stuff, which I'll let Devindra talk about in a minute. But they also have a very weird restriction in that you're not allowed to make GIFs or GIFs
GIFs.
or
GIFs.
GIFs. I don't care how you pronounce it. GIFs, GIFs, GIFs.
we are not having this discussion.
I'm gonna go and just steal Mike Rignetto's GIFs and just go with that. Thanks, Mike.
Sure.
Devindra, why are these the most exciting and digital Olympics ever?
I mean, there have been some issues, but I like the fact that there are so many apps out there. Every TV provider is giving access to the Olympics on their apps. There are even things like Sling TV, which is what I'm using, that gives you, if you're subscribing to the sports channel, you get pretty much every Olympics event. So much more access than before. That's a good thing.
Once again,
right
under the wire.
I know.
I hate
I'm gonna have
all
to
of
get
you.
somebody who rambles a bit more on this show.
I'll do
I've
my
done too
best
much
right
radio.
now.
That's it.
All right, Nate.
Yeah.
How have the Olympics dropped the ball when it comes to digital distribution?
The apps, in my experience, have just not been very good. Like I was trying to watch an event and it kept on starting from the beginning. I had no idea if it was live. It said it was live, but it definitely didn't feel like it was live because I kept seeing the same thing over and over again. That was a really bad first impression. And also, no GIFs is just a terrible decision. Get with the now.
Right under.
Oh,
You're welcome.
I
guys.
I don't know. Now that I have to make my decision, it's always difficult for me. For someone like me who's never seen the Olympics, who's not really big on the hype, but wants to maybe like catch some clips here and there.
Wait, hang on. I
ahead.
need to interrupt this whole thing just for one. You've never
She wasn't
seen
alive
the Olympics?
to see the Olympics. That's the thing.
Look, I can understand you're not like huge on it. You don't watch it necessarily, but literally have never walked through a room when it happened to be on.
You mean this year, or you mean
Just in general.
My dad used to make me watch some of it on TV.
Okay.
Okay.
Some
What
of
a
the swimming
monster.
ones. I know. I don't get the big fuss, but
I didn't really
Anyway.
care until a couple of years ago, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it's a good
the
time.
World Cup. Now that's exciting. But anyway,
This is like the World Cup for every sport. Sorry.
but there's too many. So let's go back to
There's
wait.
too many sports.
Y'all, it's okay. It's too early.
The problem
We
with the
should debate
Olympics
about golf.
is that,
Oh,
yeah.
Golf
Sorry.
being back in the Olympics.
Is it back in the Olympics?
Yeah, for the
Guys,
first time
we're
in like a long
digressing.
time.
Yeah, we're getting really off track.
All right.
But
Getting too excited.
golf is not a sport. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Does the app, is it free to access for everyone?
No, so most of the apps, if you actually want to use them, you have to be a cable subscriber. So you have to
sucks.
log in with your cable account. If you don't have cable, you can watch on NBC over the air, but it's usually only at prime time, and it's like an edited, condensed version. And it seems like all they do is they show volleyball, they show gymnastics, they show swimming, and a couple other things. But it's definitely only getting a small portion of the
So
experience.
access doesn't appear to be like super widespread right now, right? Sling TV, you said, and do you have to pay for that?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so the winner's Nate.
All right, 2-1. It seems like the lack of free and easy access is kind of the
Also,
deciding factor.
GIFs.
And the
GIFs.
GIFs.
And the GIFs is a problem.
The
That's
the
a real
GIFs are a problem.
problem.
graphical interface
I would
format.
Say I would say the only argument in favor of the Olympics banning GIFs is like these people are like working their butts off and competing really hard, and then they get turned into a meme, and it's a little unfortunate. I think if you're like an athlete who is like really working for it, and then they got to show your like grimace on the podium. That's kind of a crappy way to be remembered.
Yeah, but you've decided to compete in something and show yourself like on a world stage. You accept that the possibility that you will be a meme is like
So Terrence,
And if
what
you
if
win a
one
medal,
day you are a meme?
that's fine.
It's going to happen.
Out
You're on
there,
this podcast.
Make a meme of me. Do it. Go
Turn him
right
into
ahead.
a Muppet.
I
just
do whatever
the,
you want. No shame. No,
that's
I
true.
have a complete lack of self-respect.
I know you prep for tech conferences just like Michael Phelps. Like,
Yeah.
doing the full-on Anakin. Like, come on.
All right.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about our last topic for the week, which is No Man's Sky. One of the most hyped games, I'd say, in recent memory. For those of you out there who have not played it or weirdly don't know what it is, it's basically a survival sandbox game in space.
Start out on a planet. You can go into space.
Yeah.
Visit other planets.
So Devindra, tell me why people need to buy this and why it does, in fact, like, why does it deserve this hype? Does it live up to the hype?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it yet. I'm still waiting on my PC copy, the delays. But this is a large-scale game that does more than most big titles from a small indie team. I think that is something I'd like to support. And the idea of it, the grandeur of it, looks amazing.
All right, Nate.
Yeah.
Why should people skip this?
I think that unless you have like untold amount of hours to devote to this game, it's going to be hard to get a really good experience out of it based on that scale. Like, I just don't know how someone can drop in there and play it casually and get a good experience. That said, again, I haven't played it yet, and there is something really impressive about what they're trying to do.
Okay, again, under the limit. Now, I want to ask a question here before we decide who the winner is, because I think we kind of skipped over what makes the game so impressive. Like, what there is an underlying thing here that's the reason everybody got so hyped up about it.
I mean, it's a universe that's growing. Like, it's a universe of itself. They said, some quintillion amount of planets.
I think it's over 18 quintillion.
18 quintillion. And this is just like, it's procedurally generated stuff. So it's like planets and stuff that when you go there, the game creates something. But what you do kind of impacts the greater world too. So people can end up visiting a planet that you've named and see the species you've named and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, you've got to admit, Nate, that's pretty impressive, at least from a technical
Yeah,
point
it
of view.
absolutely is, and especially given the small team, it's interesting to see a AAA or a small indie developer turn in a title that's gotten this much hype and is that impressive in scale. I have a hard time really hating on it, to be honest. It looks beautiful, but just someone who doesn't have as much time as I'd like to play video games, I'm not sure how I'm going to really get to feel like I'm impacting this universe unless I'm going to sink, hundreds of hours into it. Some people can do that. I feel like a lot of people can't. They may be missing part of an audience by not making it a little more accessible.
Devindra, how much time do you spend playing games in general?
It depends. Like, it comes in waves, like, as new games come out. But yeah, if I'm not busy reviewing things for Engadget and doing other work, I'd like to spend, like, at least 5 or 6 hours a week.
You think
that's not that much.
That'll give you a good experience with No Man's Sky.
I mean, yeah. It's sort of like this game that you can keep playing for a while, hop in and out whenever you need to. Seems like there's a lot of grinding involved, but I take a casual approach to a lot of this. I've been playing The Witcher 3 for, like, how long since it came out? I'm still playing it, so it's like, yeah.
I mean, I think Devindra's got a very convincing argument. And as a non-gamer, this even speaks to me because I'm a science fiction freak. But so I really want to go explore this world, even as a non-gamer.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty much the encapsulation of like every sci-fi fan's dream to be able to explore these.
If they can make it so you can drop in and out like that, play for a few hours, leave it for a few weeks, come back, and still not feel like you're sort of lost or not getting the full experience, then it'll be a win. We'll just see if that actually happens.
So the winner?
Devindra!
Right. That means that we end with a tie. It is 2-2, and that means that nobody wins.
Fight to the death.
Yeah,
Fight to the death.
I think we should just keep an ongoing tally.
That's true.
I think we can do that. I think we should
update the standings every so often.
Oh, I think that's actually a really good idea.
Leaderboards.
We're gonna have a leaderboard. That's gonna be a thing. Get excited.
Brainstorming is happening. You're welcome.